What up, Fantasy Ghosts? That's right. Saturday, good afternoon, good early evening. How's everybody doing? Yeah, we are here Saturday after Senior Bowl. JX, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. I'm glad we are starting to get into like the meat and potatoes of the season. The season's officially over.
Oh yeah,
Just the Super Bowl left, but just when the Super Bowl ends is when we work the hardest, right? So it's time to really get into it. And we had a good game today. Not really a good game
yeah.
because it was a little lopsided, but we had a good opportunity to see some of the prospects. I think we're making way to the NFL.
And I think the weather has something to do with that too. But
Yeah.
before we get going, little house cleaning, man. Hey, we got content galore coming up. We're gonna be other than the divisional outlooks. We're gonna be having some. We'll be doing some breakdowns. Me and JX here will be doing some breakdowns with the upcoming quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, tight ends, and maybe some defensive players too. Because your boy right here likes a little IDP. IDP.
Yeah.
So it's important. And then I think IDP people are. I think it's going to be more and more relevant right now too. So yeah, and please like and subscribe. Be your friend, tell a friend, man. We're trying to get to 700 before preseason. So help us get there. Let's get to it, man. You got written down right there, Garrett Nussenmeyer, MVP.
Yeah. um, it was a rough season for me. I was a fan of Nussmeier going into the year,
Yeah, same here.
and I thought he kind of had it all to really put a season together. He kind of had the best situation where like he would be essentially carrying LSU, right? Like that was how they worked. And I figured he would have a great season. That they would finish, pretty a lot higher in the SEC, and he can kind of really put his imprint down. But what it looks like was that we kind of knew it, but it kind of was confirmed this week during practice and in the game. He was dealing with an injury that really
And
was holding him back.
yeah, he had an oblique injury.
Yeah, and during the season, it's like, no, it's not really that bad, and they kind of cover it up, and like I said, he had a disappointing season, and then eventually he got shut down. So he hasn't been playing football for a while now.
No, he
But
hasn't.
yeah,
Go
but this
back,
week,
goats. Go back. Look at 2024, man.
yeah,
If this is, and I've been a fan of Dustin Meyer. He was a Heisman candidate at the beginning of the season,
absolutely.
and you go back to 2024, and you'll see why
Hmm.
he. If he would, I think if he was stayed healthy, he might have been the QB1.
Yeah, no, if he would have stayed healthy, and if he would have had the type of season we thought he had, and that's not even saying that they needed to win a national championship or win a Heisman, but if he could have just showcased he was the same dude the year before, it would be right there with Mendoza. But no, like I said, I think Garrett Nussmeier answered a lot of questions today.
Yeah,
I think he played a really good game. I mean, everything that I knew about him, we saw it in the game, and it wasn't perfect conditions either, right? It was
no,
cold.
that
It
win
was it
was
was cold out
horrible, bro.
there. Yeah, and he was still throwing the football around. He had that that interception was BS because the tight end tipped up in the air. But I mean, with a draft where we're literally starving for a quarterback too, I think Garrett Nussmeier was kind of like, hey, I want to be that guy.
You know what, man? I think you're right too. He's 6'1", 205. He's got the arm talent. He's got arm strength. He's athletic as all hell. He's slight of frame. He probably would need to bulk up some, at least 10 or 15 pounds. And the abdominal injury, that's what held him back.
Yep.
Otherwise, he will be different. I put him ahead of Tyler Simpson just because of the pure, yeah,
Mhm.
just because of the games played and the experience.
The
And
experience. Yeah.
he looks the part.
He
He,
does.
he is a pocket passer that is able to run and chooses to run when he needs to run. You know, he could easily if he balls out on the combine, he can easily see himself at the
Yeah.
back in the first round. I think.
Yeah, no, and that's all it takes, right? It just takes like a little glimpse to
Hmm.
like, because we don't want to. We looked at that season, and every week, it was like I'm a new LSU fan. Okay, I haven't watched LSU like this closely until this year, And I know Garrett Nussmeier. Every week I'm like, where's that guy I saw? Every week,
Hmm.
where's that guy I saw? Where's that guy I saw? And like I said, by all reports and from what we saw today, it looks like that guy's healthy. I agree with you. If he has a good combine, I know he's going to interview well. You know,
Yeah,
coach's son, he's going to interview well.
very well
Um,
spoken.
yeah, very well
You know,
spoken. You know, he has all those things that NFL teams want. I don't know if if I'm on the train for him to go back in the first round. But I do think he could be a second round pick. I think
yeah,
he could be in another Tyler Show situation where like
yeah,
he kind of gets built up. Like, oh no, we're going to get the guy that we saw. Like you said, has the arm talent, and I can see him find his way in the second round.
yeah. And we'll get more into the quarterbacks soon. I can't wait to do that because there's some interesting candidates. This while we're on the quarterbacks, some of the other ones, the kid from Illinois didn't look that impressive.
Nah, I wasn't really impressed with any of them besides
No,
Nussmeier.
and the hype around Diego Bavia, I okay. So doing when I was looking into the quarterbacks and stuff coming out this year, he shows up a little bit on tape, a little bit, but where he gets me off, where I'll shy away from him, is his attitude. He has. I've seen a couple interviews that he's just kind of just put me off the way he presented himself. Little Johnny Manziel hanging off of him a little bit.
Well, this is how I look at that, and I mean it's not necessarily an excuse. I think he knows what his ceiling is.
Yeah,
Like he knows, like there's not 5'9" quarterbacks in the
no,
NFL who don't have like because I mean, like I said, this is all respectfully. He doesn't have the strongest arm or the
no,
most electric arm. He's 5'9". Not he's college fast. He won't be NFL fast.
no.
So I think he knows like, okay, like this is my moment. I'm gonna live in the moment as much as I can. Because honestly, I don't think him interviewing or being himself is really going to change his draft stock because his play in college, dictated that already. Like,
Yeah,
and like I said, I say this again respectfully because I respect all football players, all pro football players, but it wouldn't shock me if Diego Pavia was a CFL guy, a spring football guy, a UFL guy, like something like that. And like I said, we always remember him for the fun he brought us in college.
yeah. I did like was it Clayton or Peyton from North Dakota State?
Yeah,
He showed some mocks. He showed some arm strength and some ability. He'll be something that's probably drafted probably third or fourth round. And I think even like with Nussmeier, I think a lot of these quarterbacks are coming out. This is just my opinion, goats. A lot of these quarterbacks are coming out and need to sit a year. They need
hmm
if they can latch on to a team like the Rams. 'Cause I'll just let it out because I'm a Rams fan. We know Stafford's going probably 1 year left in him. Sit behind an established quarterback, kind of like what Mahomes did. That would do them more good than harm.
yeah,
I think Mendoza might be the most quarterback ready to play,
absolutely,
just because not only his ability but his mentality about everything. I think Dustin Meyer might be too, but I think a lot of these. I think him, Beck, Drew Aller. I think a lot of these need to sit the first year and then take over. And there's a few teams out there that are looking like that.
yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting.
No,
And I kind of have to look at sitting a different way too. And I'm not saying we don't know how Tyler Show's career is going to play out, but they drafted him in the second round. Spencer Rattler played the first 8 or 9 games of the
and see, and that
season.
and that's good too.
Yeah,
A team like that is good too.
yeah, but like what we thought was, but I think when we saw that though, we saw that as an indictment against Tyler Show because it was like, how can't you beat out Spencer Rattler, right? Like that's what
Right.
we all thought, but what we didn't understand was, Kellen Moore was getting Tyler ready. Like Kellen Moore was getting him ready because like he knew like you're going to have to play, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're 25 years old. You were a second round pick. You're going to have to eventually play. So I think he was getting him ready to play, sitting him, and like you said, it's not a bad thing. And like you
Well,
said, besides Mendoza, Besides Mendoza, every one of these guys just say every single one. There's Mendoza's just a different level, and like I said, he might be the only first round guy.
Yeah, and then also Dart was the same way.
Yeah,
They
same way.
played. They finally when they had to play Dart
Yeah,
because you know
yeah, job security.
yeah, job security and Russell Wilson wasn't it.
Nah.
That proved this point, and it's funny because we said at the beginning of the season last year that probably by the fifth or sixth game we'll be seeing Jackson Dart. I think it was about the fifth or sixth game that we saw Jackson Dart come in,
Mm-hmm.
and that serves him well to do that, just because it gives a little bit of time to watch the game on the sidelines and see how fast it's going. Because you can do all the 11-on-11s and 7-on-7s and the practice and walkthroughs and stuff like that, but once you get to the game and watch it full speed, it's a different animal, you know. So
Absolutely.
yeah, give me some wide receivers. It, okay, well, let me preface that because of the win, we didn't really get to see too many wide receivers
Yeah, so the game.
fall out, but give me some that you like, and I'll give you some. I'll give you a couple.
I'll give you the one Missouri wide receiver, Kevin Coleman Jr. I like him a
Mhm.
whole lot, and I'm not comparing him. I just you can just see how someone moves, and you
Yeah,
can tell they had the same coach. He looks like Luther Burden, but just not the same guy. Does that make sense?
yeah,
Yeah. So like I'm like, dang, I like that looks like Luther Burden. I'm like, he looks pretty good. Like I'm seeing him going one on ones against because they had some really good corners at the Senior Bowl
yeah.
this year
Hood,
between
Hood, and Hood
Hood and
and John.
Rivers and Chris Johnson. Like they had a
Yep.
lot of good corners this year. We're going to be high draft picks.
Yeah.
And I mean he was cooking this about everybody. I was really impressed with him. But like you said, it wasn't really much from the game
No.
because of the win, but still I was impressed by him the most. I know we have a couple more as well.
Malachi Fields is somebody that I'm keeping an eye on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Malachi Fields, and then I found it interesting the backstory about Ty Montgomery,
Yeah, Tom Montgomery too. Yeah.
how he was a basketball player, a
Hmm.
walk-on basketball player, didn't latch on, then decided to go out and do, well, I'm going to play football because his brother played college football and was doing 7-on-7s, 11-on-11s, and somebody caught his eye on the internet. That's a pretty good story, pretty good story right there. So I think that's what I'm going to root for. I always find last year it was the kid from Canada, the cornerback that got drafted by the Jets. That I was like, okay, I'm
Um,
going to root Spiggers.
Stingers. Yeah.
So there's always somebody when I'm watching the East West Shrine Bowl or even the Senior Bowl that I'll hear a backstory. It's like, okay, this is a kid I'm going to root for. So I think Ty Montgomery's going to be that kid that I'm going to watch a little bit more stuff on film on. I was kind of disappointed that Jacoby Lane didn't get any play.
Yeah.
So, because this is a Malachi Lemon is him. Now,
Yeah, Makai Lemon. He's
what they
different.
say, he's like a cross between Amon St. Brown and somebody else. Like they had a baby. This is Makai Lemon, and go if you haven't seen Makai Lemon, go look at film. He made Jordan Maeva look good last last season, and I like Maeva a lot, but he made him look good.
Yeah,
But
no, he bailed him out quite a bit
yes, he
last
did.
year. I'll
His
be honest with you,
his catch radius is pretty freaking. Whoo.
it is. And if Makai Lemon was 6 foot, if he was 200 pounds, Makai Lemon would be wide receiver one by a gap. But he's just a little bit smaller than ideal NFL size, but it doesn't matter. Like I said, he has a crazy catch radius. He's very fast. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I listen. I'm not saying we should do at 13, but I mean, I wouldn't be upset.
No, no, no,
I
no.
wouldn't
Oh,
be upset
hell
at
no,
at
man.
30. I wouldn't be
I,
upset.
I'd be smiling big time. But my point is, so when you have a receiver like that on one side, Jacoby Lane gets like unnoticed, under the radar. But Jacoby Lane is just as good as a receiver as Malachi Lemon is.
Yeah, but you made a good point though. I wanted to see what he did in the game
Mm-hmm.
because during the whole week he was the highest of high and the lowest of low of him.
Yeah.
There was really no consistency. Like the rep that, I mean, and it's not a real rep. I don't want to take, but it's just like kind of like the situation, right? So it's one on ones. He's going against Malik Muhammad from Texas. Another, I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
they have no corners, and he just jammed him ridiculously in practice. Is that a real rep? No, but in front of all those NFL coaches, I wanted to see a little bit more fight and activity out of him. And did he rebound with more practices? Yes, but I still think there was more from the showcase. I wanted to see his draft stock move, but I think it just
Yeah.
stayed. I just think it stayed steady.
And one of the things that I'm seeing that I've read, and then I'll look into once I dive into the wide receivers is they think they're saying his route tree isn't as good as it should be. It's a couple like a go and a fade. That's it. But I didn't see that watching because I'm a Trojans fan, so I watch Trojans football, and goats. I'm gonna be biased about any of my Trojans players, so just be I'll be upfront about that, man.
And that's okay. I mean, listen, I'm here to balance you out.
I know.
I'm here to tell you, nah, he's not that good, or no, he is good. But no, yeah, I just he's an interesting prospect because he has great size. You know, 6'4", he can move, and like I see when I watch him play, I see shades of like Jaden Higgins, and Jaden Higgins is a second round pick. Like
Yeah.
I don't think Jacoby's going to be that high, but I see that same kind of player. So like I just want to see it more consistently, and if he get more consistent, he can be a real productive
Somebody
NFL receiver.
competent to Alshon Jeffries.
Alshon Jeffrey,
It's not a bad comp too.
that's not a bad comp at all. That's not a bad comp at all.
I don't do comps because that drives me crazy. Because I get too many. Because I'll look back. I'll think back to like freaking the 70s and 80s of receiver, and people were like,
Who's
"Who?"
that?
They'll be googling who.
Who is Kellen Winslow?
Yes, yes. What up, Trongo? How you doing, brother? Another one that stood out that didn't get much play in the game, but I saw clips is Malachi Branch for LSU. And I think a lot of these LSU players kind of showed up a little bit more in practice because whatever Brian Kelly did last season, he kind of just ruined. He just held the whole team back. You know.
Yeah, even like Barry and Brown,
Mhm.
the speed guy,
Yeah.
he looked really good in some practices. Yeah, I don't know what was going on at LSU last year, but like I said, these guys all like it seemed like everybody that played at LSU, it just kind of came out with a different type of mentality. They attacked the weak and they all helped themselves, and like I said, Garrett Nussmeyer helped himself the most, but all the LSU guys really helped themselves.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see how LSU looks next year with Lane Kiffin as coach. You know, very interesting. Any other wide receivers that maybe up their draft or maybe just kind of just shit the bed.
I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It's really escaping me right now. He wore, and you might know his name. He wore a 30 number. I can't remember if it was Jordan or Tyson, something. Not Jordan Tyson, but it was
Yeah,
he had. I can't think of his name, but he looked really good. I mean, he stuck out to me because he had the 30 number. I'm like, who's this 30 wide receiver? I'll get it here in a minute.
I can't think. I can't think. What about running backs?
Oh, I mean,
I'm not going to go over tight ends because all the tight ends today. I know.
why not?
Okay, we'll go.
No,
We'll say tight ends for last
yeah, let's say
because
tight ends for last. Listen, you are
all right,
not gonna chief tight end sitting right here. You're not gonna just skip past them, okay?
all
But
right.
no, running backs, they're not. They're
Yeah,
not. Like
yeah,
it's confusing. It's confusing to me. Like this dude looks so good today, and you can't tell me how Oklahoma could not
right.
21 carries all year.
What 21 carries for 68 yards?
21.
But you go back and look, and you go back and look at the count numbers, and they're different. You
Yeah, I
know.
mean, when he transferred to Oklahoma, because I'm a big John Mateer fan. and I was like, oh my gosh, Jaden Ott and John Mateer going to Oklahoma. I was like, Oklahoma's only problem has always been, well, since Venables got there, is they haven't been able to keep a consistent offense going together.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into the first couple games of the season, and John Mateer's lighting it up before he hurt his hand. But I'm like, where's Jaden Ott at? I would watch the game, look through the box score, like, where's he at? But sometimes, unfortunately, college football does get a little political. It does, and
Just a little
some
bit.
some guys find their way in the doghouse, and it's not like NFL football where I mean they are getting paid, but it's not like NFL where they're getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, if you're making 1.2, the guy beneath you's making 750, and the guy beneath him's making 500K, they'll go, okay, we'll just eat the 1.2.
Yeah.
So and it feels like to me, Jay and Knott got the raw end of the deal, whether that be his own fault or the coaches being biased. But I think he proved today, no, I'm a player. I just
Yeah.
have to be put in the right
Yeah.
situation to succeed.
He put I put eyes on. He made me aware who he was today, big time, because that's the name that's one name I still haven't seen pop up on anything. Even the people that I follow on X, that are breaking players down and stuff, and even sleepers as sleeper. McCown I see as a sleeper to keep eye out, and he looked good too. He the one run he had like a 15-20 yard run, but you can see him go inside then break outside. So it shows me he has some vision and the
Yeah.
speed to get outside too.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to Ott, he so okay, I'm going back. I'm going back old school a little bit. He a lighter version of Mike Allstott kind of running back. He might be more of an in betweener, a power back.
I'm trying to think it would be a good like he almost reminds me of like Arian Foster.
Okay,
Yeah, he reminds me of that type of running back. Just just kind of knows how to run.
there. Yeah, I like
He
that.
just kind of knows how to run. Um, I think he'd be really productive. And I said I just was like I can't believe this. While I was watching the game, I was like, shame on you, Oklahoma. Just shame on you. Like I wasn't even I was impressed, of course, but I wasn't impressed because I know what Jaden Knox could do. I know what he
Well,
could do, but
they,
it just wasn't happening in Oklahoma.
and he was making runs through almost no holes too.
He was making runs.
Yeah,
Like of course, you see the run
he's
where
making
the
runs, and
defensive
that's
tackle.
impressive. You can't teach that. That's instinct.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, broke through the line.
Yeah, one
Defensive
cut
tackle
guy.
broke through the line. He just stops, cuts, starts, weaves his way for 8.
Yeah,
Like weaves his way for 8, and it's like, dang, he turned -2 into 8, and that's like those running backs are valuable running backs. Those are running
yeah,
backs that play a long time. The Rams have one of those running backs. Kyron's one of those running
yeah.
backs.
So it's
You
Blake,
know, yeah, Blake too. I mean, the guys that if stuff's not perfect, I can turn -2 in the 5. I can turn.
and they're not flashy, but they're damn good.
Yeah, they're
Damn
just
good and
solid,
productive.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like Nicholas said, one cut guy.
absolutely a one cut guy. Absolutely.
We already knew what Keon Black was. He proved that in the championship games.
Yeah,
I think he put his name up there a little bit more. But Mike Washington, is it Mike Washington?
yep. Mike Washington. Yep.
6'2"? Was it? I think he's 6'2", 228, something like that, or 208, one and two. Yeah, he looked good.
Yeah, he did.
He looked like he could be a problem.
Yeah,
No, and
he he is kind of a good example of leveling up in the college sports, right? He he
okay, I
he
like
he,
that.
he
Yeah.
didn't he wasn't always at Arkansas. This was alluded to in the game as well. He wasn't always at Arkansas. He was at New Mexico State before. He was at Buffalo before. That's where he started, and then like I said, it goes from New Mexico or Buffalo to New Mexico, and then to
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas, and he has success at every location. So it's good to see where it used to be like He's a diamond in the rough.
Right.
Is he a big fish in a small pond? Nah, he jumped from water to water to water and was successful everywhere. So it's good to see guys like that who have talent, who didn't start off where they should have been and where they're supposed to be, and now be on showcase to go. I can be a good NFL player too.
And that's where the NIL is a good thing.
Yeah,
Is something like him, you know, or even like Trinidad Champus, which he didn't
yeah,
play.
another guy. Yeah, just like
Another
that.
guy, but that same thing, proven winner.
Hmm.
2 years of Ferris, two Division II championships. You know, so that's the good part of it. But then there's always the bad part of NIL, where like the Tennessee quarterback from last year went to UCLA. You know,
Yeah, I think he was biting off way more than he can chew.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I think in his mind and in like his parents' minds that son, you're just as good as Patrick Mahomes. You can save the U.S.
yeah,
Like, nah, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work
no,
that way.
that mirror was lying to you, son.
Yeah,
That mirror was
yeah,
lying to you. But hey, you got paid, right? You might not go nowhere because watching him play, it's like, wow, okay. Too bad UCLA can't get their money back, but they
yep,
can't.
kind of is what
Any,
it is.
anybody else?
Um, I'm trying to think if there's any more wide receivers that really stuck out to me. I still haven't been able to find that guy's
No.
name. Um, no, I don't think so. I don't think so.
What about running backs? Just
I mean, just them two, really.
yeah,
I mean,
the was it number 8 Owens. I think his stock just
yeah,
dwindled down too.
yeah, he was.
He didn't look.
No, like yeah, there were just a lot of. I think there was a lot of guys who really didn't like come to the party.
No,
Because I didn't know if we want to get into that, like some of the losers.
no, 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 no. I'm not gonna. No, we're no.
Okay, no losers. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there was some guys that I wanted to come to the party, and I want to see him dance,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they were standing on the wall.
Yeah, there was the one offensive lineman from the national team that maybe the American team
Yeah,
that yeah, number 70. Big dude.
Jude,
Big
Jude,
dude.
man, look, I just but tight ends. I know how much you like to talk about that. Well, I mean, I know you like to talk
Well,
about it, but one
I
guy that
like
really,
tight end. I'm a tight end fan, So it's not like Shepard's here,
yeah,
where
no, so yeah, so
he'd be
we can,
stopping the show right now just to mention the freaking tight ends.
I know we can actually talk about it.
The
Um,
I didn't really see too much, but the one kid that stands out to me throughout like it was Jolly.
Jolly, yeah,
Good
that's what we're gonna
lord,
talk about. That's really it. That's the only person that's really earned some money this week. I think everybody else is pretty decent, but as far as tight ends go, like I said, everyone knows about Kenyon Sadiq.
yeah,
Um, for majority of us know about Eli Stower from Vanderbilt, who I think is also an
yep.
absolute dog. I think he's going to be phenomenal. And then Jolly from NC State. I think he kind of cemented himself as a third tight end.
And then
Um,
there's a kid McKee from SC. Just because I
yeah,
watched, like I said,
yeah,
he's not flashy the pass game, but he's good. He's just not flashy. But well, he's like I would say he's like a Michael Meyer, where he's a blocking tight end that
he's a
can
good,
catch.
really good blocker. Yeah,
Yeah. So, all right, man. Nicholas, best landing spots for Jeremiah Love,
you know what I'm tired of seeing.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm tired of seeing Kansas City. If they draft him, that'd be the biggest surprise. Like to me, I feel like everyone's like, "Oh, it's a no-brainer." But can anyone tell me the last time that Andy Reid drafted a running back high?
No,
Never. He does not draft
even
running backs high.
I think
He
Kareem Hunt was a third round or fourth
third
round.
round pick. He was a third round pick. Yeah,
No,
he
I
doesn't
think
draft running backs high. He does.
I'll
That's
give
not what he does.
I'll give you two landing spots, and then you can give. New Orleans Saints and the Commanders.
Yeah, I like the Commanders as a
Hmm.
spot. It just does depend if they want to take them that high at number 7 because there's gonna be some premium guys at 7. Um, probably the a good landing spot. I don't know. Let's see. I think he's very good, but I don't think he's Ashton Jeanty either.
No,
So like I always thought Ashton Jeanty was a top 10 pick. I don't think necessarily think Jeremiah. I think he's like a top 20 guy. Um,
not in any redrafts or any kind. No, he'll be second or third round,
who?
maybe.
who?
Jeremiah Love. He's not going the first round in drafts. In
Jeremiah
rookie
Love?
drafts, in rookie drafts, yes.
No, he's going to get drafted in the first round. Jeremiah Love is. He is absolutely.
You think
No,
other than
absolutely, no,
rookie draft?
absolutely.
Really?
He's absolutely getting drafted in the first round. But I think it's because it's a kind of the same thing as the quarterback situation.
Yeah.
It's a gap between Jeremiah Love and everybody else. He's the best one. Um,
No, not okay. So I'm talking about like in fantasy wise, not.
oh
not
no, not fantasy. No, I'm talking about the actual NFL draft.
Yeah,
No,
he'll be drafted in the first round. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah, he'll be drafting the first. But I don't know. I would like the Commanders. I wouldn't be mad at the Giants either. Not in the first round, but somehow kind of getting them back in.
Then what they do was Scatterboo and Tracy.
No, I see. I think they need to always have someone compliment Scatterbo. I don't think Scatterbo's a lead running back in the NFL. He's just a
No,
little bit. He's just a little bit too reckless. So they always going
no.
to need somebody to spell him or be compliment, and that's not a bad thing. Dan Montgomery and Gibbs have done it for years now. It's not bad to be a complimentary back. I just think they always have somebody compliment him. That means they would move on from Tyrone Tracy, but I think he needs to move on anyway because I don't think nobody believes in him there. But yeah, I mean, I like the Commanders pick as far as kind of landing spots. Jaden Daniels needs some help.
What about something like Denver? Him and RJ Harvey as a 1-2 punch?
Do you think that could work? I don't know if that could work. I don't know.
I don't know either. It just popped in my head though.
I know, no, but I like it though. I kind of like it though.
I can't think. What do you think, Nicholas? Tell us what you think. Were you like, um, yeah, Commanders and Bears?
Do you think the Bears would take another running back though?
Get rid of Swift. That he'd be he'd be a compliment to Mon guy. Be upgrade from
Mm.
Swift.
You know where I could see?
Cardinals?
No.
No. Where's
What about the Jets' second pick?
him and Brees Hall?
Well, Brees Hall's got going to go.
Okay, so oh, that's too high though. I think.
Well, they have 2 first-round picks,
Okay, so they have two.
so
That's
this would
second.
be this would be the 16th pick.
I kind of like that.
I think that could be a real thing.
If Brees Hall is gone, then yeah,
I think he,
that could be
I
very
think
real
he's
thing.
1,000% going.
If they franchise tag him though,
If they franchise tag him, that would be insane.
yeah. All right, so tight ends we covered. The offensive lineman, there's a couple that stood out. The one with the red hair from Iowa, Ducker.
Yeah. No,
No.
he actually did stand out.
Yes, you did,
Um,
man.
I'm a big like one-on-ones guy, and there was few guys that really popped this year,
Yeah.
and he was one of them.
The the one kid freaking tried to do a swim move on him. He just like swatted him to the ground and like flexed on him. It's like, yeah, dude, I like you. Come on
So,
now.
oh,
The kid from Arizona State looked good too. I can't
you
remember.
know he did. He did. No, he made some money. Also made some money. He's going to
Yeah,
be. He might make his money back of that back half of the first,
yeah. Because
but
right now there's what three. A lot of the mock drafts I'm seeing. There's three offensive tackles. I'm not going to try to remember.
Two from Utah and one from Miami.
Right.
Yeah,
That are
those
going
last
to be
names are maybe a little too difficult for you. All those.
Molaga, Iane. No,
Oh
I
man.
no no. I'm not going. I'll just say offensive tackles from Miami and Utah. It's just safer for me.
Well, which tackle from Utah? There's two of
Was
them.
it Moaga?
No, I'm just messing with you. But no, that no, back to that Iowa guy. Um, it's so funny because that everybody was like, "Oh my god, that move he did where he snatched the guy down." I was like, "Oh my god, that move was so crazy." It's so funny. It brought flashbacks to me because when I was in college, when I was a freshman, there was a center on our team. He used to do that to me all the time
Oh, really?
because because when I was a freshman, the only move I knew was the bull rush. So was I strong? Yes, but he was like, "I'm tired of you bull rushing me." He would just put his hands on me, yank me down. I'm like, "Okay, I'm done now. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done." So,
Any defensive players? Yeah,
um,
we got to talk defense.
yeah, I mean, no, like I said, I was really impressed by all the corners. They like I said, they didn't really get much work at the game today, but like I said, from all of them
Mm-hmm.
being Malik Muhammad was going to be a later guy, but
He,
Chris,
he's looked good the last. I mean, he was on my radar last year too.
yeah,
You know.
it's going to
Um,
be interesting to see like how highly all these guys are going to get drafted because
yeah,
there's a lot of good underclassmen too. So we got our typical guys who are going to be the McCoy and Delane, and I'm forgetting one right now. But to see where Rivers lands and Chris Johnson land and Colton Hood land, just because they're a little bit older, I think a lot of these dudes are really going to be like middle second round picks, high second round picks, and they're
yeah.
going to be productive on a lot of teams.
It's a loaded draft with cornerbacks this year for secondary.
It is.
Yeah, and safeties too.
Yep.
Well, I can't wait to see Caleb Downs play in the NFL.
Yeah.
Oof.
Also, would not be mad at that pick at 13.
Oh God, no, man. That would
Would not be mad at that pick.
that'd be yeah. Me either. The kid from Oregon, Becker,
Yes. Yes.
he is all
Um,
over the place, and he
he
played
was.
in
He
the two
was.
star
What is that?
sport. He because he played baseball too, so he
Two sport guy. Yep. They routed off his stats. I was like, he really could have had like a baseball career. Like
yeah
he had like I'm like, dang, that's a really good. You understand, the college baseball season's only like 40 games, so you take that sample size, you're like, that's
yeah
that's really good stats. But no, yeah, no, he really surprised me too. Some of these guys get lost when they're around a lot of great players, a
yeah.
lot of 5-star, 4-star players. And yeah, we knew who he was, but he really kind of highlighted himself in the game today because there was a lot of running, but also during the week during practice.
And one other kid, yeah, one other kid that I saw a lot of practice film. I didn't see the game because like I told you, my math was off, so I thought the game started at 12:30, and not not when it started. But is Rodriguez?
Yeah, Jay Rodriguez. Yeah,
He made himself some money this week, I think.
I don't. So this is weird, right? So everybody knows how good Jake Rodriguez is. Like we know how good he is. He proved it again this week how good he
Mhm.
is at at covering, at tackling, at causing turnovers. But everyone keeps saying, "Man, he'll be a great third round pick." Why is he not moving? Why are
I
we not want
think
to draft him higher?
okay.
Like I don't.
How often do you see middle linebackers go in the first or second round? The only one that's probably going to go in the first round is Sonny Styles.
Yeah, and I understand that, but
For some
it's just it's
reason,
just
inside
weird though.
linebackers just don't get the recognition, don't get the love as much as the edge and outside linebackers do because they do more.
But
You
it's the
know,
same thing with to me. It's the same thing with like Harold Fannin last year.
yeah,
Like we're gonna go. We all like every analyst, everybody who watches film, everybody who evaluates talent goes, man, he's good. He's gonna be a good pro. This is that. He's gonna do this. He's going to do that. Oh, and he's right there in the third round for the Browns to take. Why doesn't nobody move these guys up at all? Like after this season, are you telling me that Harold Fannin wasn't worth a second round pick? He
Well,
absolutely
yeah,
was.
yeah.
But it's like they just decide in the beginning this guy's only good for this round and that's when we'll take him. I
And I
just don't
think
get it.
it's just like on the Fannin thing. I think with him was his he wasn't a blocker, he was a tweener.
Mm-hmm. No,
You
yeah.
know, he's not a pure tight end. That's
But we
yeah,
but we still knew he was going to be good.
yep.
Like we still knew. It just
You
doesn't
know, I
make sense
think,
to
and
me.
then I think a lot of these teams. So goats, if you haven't figured it out, I'm not. I don't really play analytics. I don't. I don't get numbers. I mean, I understand everything. I'm more of a what gets my eye. I watch. You know, I watch what I see. I know what I'm seeing when I'm watching. I've been watching football for a long damn time. But I think a lot of it has to do with the analytics out there, and then you have the younger GMs that are going looking at analytics and saying, "Well, he wasn't this, he wasn't that, so we're going to give him a third round grade because he should have, like you just said, he should have been higher.
Yeah, it's
He
like
should have gone, and in all honesty, and I love Terrence Ferguson, he should have gone ahead of Ferguson.
he should have.
Yep,
He should have. It's almost like with these Jake Rodriguez's, with these Harold Fannins, it's almost like we criticize them or put them down because they're too good at football. Like you're not supposed to work because you're not super athletic and like you're not the prototypical,
you're
but
right.
you're really good at football, the sport we play. You're really good at the sport we play, but we don't want to draft you that high because analytics
It's funny.
or size or this or that. It doesn't make sense to me. It
So
just doesn't.
one of my best friends is Greg Williamson. He played DB for the Rams. He was a UDFA, right? And he told me one time, he goes, "You know what, Ron? He goes, when you get into the a locker room, majority of the players in the locker room that make the team were players that were drafted third round and above. You
Mm-hmm.
They outlast the ones that drafted in the first or second round."
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's pretty insightful. Then if you look at it and think about that, look how many first round shoot, go back to was it two? I can't remember. It was when Josh Rosen and Gabbert and that whole draft class. How many of
Mm-hmm.
those quarterbacks just freaking fell
Blame
flat?
out.
You know,
Yeah. I
or
mean,
even
some I know when it pops. When
yep,
it pops, right? Like
exactly
so, like I'll use Josh Allen as an example.
right.
Because in college, Josh Allen was not great at football. He was super athletic, super raw, and he wasn't necessarily good at football yet, but he had all the athletic traits and everything you wanted. And
Mhm.
when it pops, I mean, look, he's the best quarterback in the NFL. But sometimes, man, you got to have a team full of just good football players.
Well, he played for Wyoming,
Yeah, I mean, but
so
even still, like,
it's under the radar. Freaking, unfortunately, we see a lot of too much credit goes to players coming from the Big Ten or the Big Bad SEC or ACC, these Power Five schools, and then scouts and teams and GMs will kind of snub down the lower division, the MAC West, the Mountain West, the Sunshine, these kind of conferences,
you know,
and they always say, well, this person didn't play against elite talent. I'm telling man, I don't give a shit. If somebody's in college and they're playing college, they gotta be some kind of elite, you know?
look,
But
back to Arrow fan, right? That's exactly what you said.
yep.
So yeah, I understand them not playing against good teams, but when you dominate bad teams, like you
Mm-hmm.
absolutely dominate them, you can't use that excuse, in my
No.
opinion. If you're Harold Fannin and you have 900 yards and 10 touchdowns, go ahead, go right ahead, use that excuse. Harold Fannin had 1,700 receiving yards
Yeah.
in the MAC. You can no, he's it.
You
He's
can't teach
it.
that, my brother. You can't.
He's it. You're it. Can't use that excuse.
No, but that's just the downfall, or
Yeah.
however you want to put it. Of
I look at it as the over analyzing of football. I'll
yeah,
say that.
oh, it's good. Yeah, good way of putting it, man. Good way of putting it, man. Well, shit, good deal, man. This was fun. I look forward to doing the quarterback breakdowns. I think we're gonna go quarterback, wide receiver, running back, then tight end, and then we'll do defense, upcoming shows, and then just look out for our content, man. We're here. We're not going to be here 6 days a week, but we're going to be here. This is my favorite part of the season. Actually, is the in between season with the college and the drafts and everything. Combine is end of February and beginning of March. So just be on the lookout. We'll be doing a show after the combine and who excelled and who maybe just fell a little bit. And like I said, just look out for the breakdown shows and stuff. I might have some guests lined up too that everybody will enjoy, man. Just Goats, we appreciate you, man. Fantasy Goat Nation. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. Continue to hit like, subscribe, pass it on. And with that, be a difference, make a difference, man. Stay blessed, everybody.
Enough bus. We riding.
Yeah.
We riding enough bus.
Yeah. I'm the driver, I think. I'm the driver.
I'm taking tickets. I'm
All
putting
right.
gas. I'm putting gas in it.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother. Have a nice evening. Enjoy the rest of Royal Rumble.